As I read this, it says contributions from insurers on line 480, and it says contributions from an insurer to the organization shall be allowed as an appropriate business expense for the insurer for all regulatory purposes. So could you please direct me to who else will have the opportunity to pay in there?
Representative Nelson.
Anybody who would like to fight auto fraud in the state of Florida.
Representative Jenne.
And who do you expect will be clamoring to get in to drop their money into this strike force?
Representative Nelson.
Representative Baxley says he's going to help us out with that. So we're going to take up a donation after session's over.
Representative Jenne.
So I'll just assume that you don't have an answer for that last one.
Representative Nelson.
Any organization that wants to fight fraud and wants to lower insurance premiums because of all the fraud in the state of Florida can donate money. There's plenty of folks out there that would love to have their insurance premiums lowered.
Representative Jenne.
Can you name me one organization who has reached out and said, outside of the insurance industry, who's reached out and said they'd be looking to donate to this, outside of Representative Baxley?
Representative Nelson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This language was just put in the bill last night, so I haven't had a chance to go around the state and look for folks that would like to help us with this auto fraud here in the state of Florida.
Further questions, Representative Jenne.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Moving on from that point, if you could, moving ahead to the, I believe it was line 840, beginning on line 840, and that is correct. It says here that the essentially that the claim being investigated by the insurance company, they can freeze payments and other things of that nature. Do you think it's fair that one side of the argument has all the investigatory power?
Representative Nelson.
It's even stronger than the language that we saw over in the Senate.
Further questions, Representative Jenne.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. And now, as I look at some of the language in this amendment based on expected impact on losses and expenses, the language is very familiar. In fact, it looks almost exact to the 2003 language regarding med mal rates. Is that in fact the case?
Representative Nelson.
No.
Representative Jenne.
Can you tell me how they differ?
Representative Nelson.
Well, I haven't got the med mal language in front of me, so I can't really tell you the difference. But it's our language that we just developed here over the last several weeks.